What's up, Fit Fam? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today what I want to talk about is double F45 sessions. This topic actually comes up quite a lot. I know a lot of you guys would have spoken about it, talked to someone else about it, your trainers might have brought it up. When I'm speaking about double sessions, I mean back-to-back sessions, so straight after another, not morning and night, just to be super clear on this one. I want to give a few reasons for why I believe that you should never or very rarely do a double session. Now before I jump into this video, I want to be super clear, and if you are doing doubles or if you're going to be talking to someone about doing double sessions, please understand that the people that are doing this are trying to get results. They're coming from a very good place and they're just trying to put in the effort for it. So the effort is there, they're trying their best to get the best out of the training. So when you talk to them about it, just explain to them the reasons why, and it is an opinionated piece. This isn't fact, these are just simply my opinions on it from 10 years experience, 5+ years experience within F45 itself. These are just the reasons why I believe you should not double. Now my number one reason is that it reduces some of the benefits you get from genuine HIIT training, high intensity interval training. There is so much research out at the moment, and HIIT training is one of the best, if not the best formats for reducing body fat and also maintaining or gaining muscle mass at the exact same time. These are pretty hard goals, right? Obviously it comes down a lot to your nutrition, but what they're saying, what the research shows, is the shorter, sharper the sessions, the better it's going to be for reducing your body fat percentage. This means that if you are doing longer, more drawn out sessions, you actually reduce some of these impacts. So make sure when you go there and you really send it, you go hard and get all the benefits you can from HIIT training. My second reason is that you naturally reduce your intensity in the second session. Now I've trained with a lot of people, all the way from people who've never been to the gym up to professional athletes, and in myself included. When I do a double session, you can't help but naturally start to switch into the second session. Even if you're only dropping off 1 or 2%, you need to be pushing your aerobic and anaerobic threshold in these sessions, and that's where your body's going to adapt to the training methodologies. This means you need to go really hard in that first session. If you are doing a double, you mentally start to slow down a little bit. It can even be more than that because you're extending your training out from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. It makes a huge difference to mentally what it does to you. So try to keep your intensity high in the first one. My third reason, and this is a big one, you don't need it for results. There is, as I said earlier in point number one, there is tons of research to show the benefits of HIIT training. When you go really hard in one session, you burn more calories throughout the day, you actually do reduce your body fat, and you can increase your muscle mass as well. Obviously, there are a range of other pieces that come into it, but you do not need to be training for hours a day to get the results that you need. In fact, by reducing your time, it forces you to go harder through each of the sessions, and you can actually get better results from it, which is quite impressive. It obviously takes a lot of time and effort to be able to do this one. It's actually harder to train for shorter periods of time than it is to train for longer periods of time. My fourth point is that diet plays a larger role in body composition. Probably the main reason why I see people doubling up in sessions is they're trying to burn as many calories as they can to try to reduce as much body fat as they can. I often say it's a training that will get you healthy and fit. It's your nutrition that will get you body composition changes. If you really look after your diet, you count your macros, you reduce it, you're in a calorie deficit, this will get you changes and body adaptations, particularly when it comes to losing weight. So you don't need it. Nutrition plays a massive role in this one, so really look after your diet. My fifth one, and this doesn't get brought up a heck of a lot, but it increases your chances of injury. When you're training for longer periods of time, you start to get lethargic, your muscles start to get sore, everything starts to tighten up, particularly if you're having breaks in between, particularly in between the sessions while they may be demoing the next one. This does increase your chances of injury. Even if you haven't been injured before, please look after yourself. There is nothing worse and nothing that will set you back more so than getting a really bad injury. Say you tear a muscle. I hate it. I've been injured before. I'm sure the vast majority of you guys have, if not little niggles. Please look after your body and make sure you're doing the best you can, because that'll keep you training for longer periods of time. Consistency trumps short-term bursts of energy, so please look after yourself. My sixth one is that it's more efficient with your time. Your time is so valuable, and I know the vast majority of people are super busy. You may have looked at how many minutes was on this video because you're so busy moving from one thing to another before you even started watching it. Everyone has so much on. You've got work, you've got kids, you've got your friends and family, you've got so many things you need to be looking after in your life. So if you can reduce time where you don't need to do that, please do so and enjoy your life and go out there and do the other things you want to do. Life is a balancing act. You want to be maximizing every part of your life in the shortest period of time, but still getting the most out of everything. So if you can reduce it by not needing to, then do so. So I would highly recommend that. My seventh point is that it unlocks EPOC. EPOC stands for excess post-oxygen consumption. If you want to do some research on it, I'd highly suggest you do so because it's really interesting. But what this generally means is that when you go really hard and you push your aerobic and anaerobic threshold as you do in a HIIT session, you actually burn more calories throughout the day. Obviously, a lot of you were looking at your Lionheart, you're looking at the TV screens and how many calories you're burning, even your Fitbit, throughout the session. And obviously, if you look at 45 minutes versus an hour and a half, you go, well, I burned an extra number of calories throughout an hour and a half versus 45, which is simple maths. What they don't take into account is that if you really push your aerobic and anaerobic threshold and you're really gassed, this actually unlocks your EPOC, which means throughout the day, without even realizing, you actually are burning more calories. And you don't do this by doing like longer endurance activities. So I would highly recommend going really, really hard for one, and you also maintain more muscle mass on top of that as well. So you get the double benefit there. My last one, and this is just a general point, is that I would never double up in weights days. There is a lot of research to show once you start training weights for over an hour, it actually does the reverse impact of gaining muscle within your body. Training for too long, you start to burn muscle and use it as a fuel source. You start to use more proteins as fuel sources. This actually has the inverse effect. So if you are going to double, please stick to weights days. Do it almost never, but do not do it on weights days, particularly if your goal is to increase strength or increase muscle mass. So as I said at the start of the video, guys, this is simply my opinion through experience within F45 and also outside of F45. I'm only trying to give you what my thoughts are on this one because I think it's really important, and also just give you guys some knowledge around if you are going to do it, here's the pros, here's the cons. Obviously, it's up to you. Talk to your trainers, understand what your goals are, and work out what is best for you. But from my experience, I don't do doubles. I'm sure a lot of you guys do, so a lot of you guys don't. There are other ways to get results, but you don't need them to get results with it. A good training program and meal nutrition plan is really what will get you the results that you need. So make sure you combine those two together. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please feel free to share it within your studios, people you train with, your friends, your trainers, all the rest of it. Other than that, guys, please hit subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate any support. Keep smashing it, and let's get it, guys.